Good day, this is Hippocrates.terra, and today I want to talk about corpuses. So there are a couple types of corpuses. They're the two that I really am interested in as a medical mind are corpses, so bodies, right? Bodies that the human spirit is intertwined with, and then corporations as well. So corporations, what I'm using this word to mean is any group that acts as one. That's what I mean by a corporation. So essentially a forest is to a tree as a corporation is to a human. When they're acting as a single unit, then it can be described as one, as a thing, as its own entity. Like the whole is greater than the parts, let's say. So I apply this to, when I say corporation, I mean, say, a team, a sports team, or a political party, or a company, or a municipality, or say a house, or any agency that is acting, a nation, a state, a race, an ethnicity, a religion. These are all corporations to some extent. Anyone that has any identity, mass identity out there. That's what I mean by corporation. Those are all corporations. So the health of a corpus depends on the health of the systems and the functioning of the systems within it that constitute it. So for a human, or an animal, the health of a human depends on the health of its head, the health of its eyes, the health of its ears, its nose, its throat, its mouth, and its cardiovascular system, its lungs and abdominal viscera. The health depends on its genitourinary functioning, as well as its endocrinological functioning and its lymphatic functioning, the musculoskeletal functioning, psychiatric functioning, and the neurological functioning. All of these systems independently can be assessed to help a healer come up with a plan to correct a decompensatory condition. So like a disease or a syndrome or a disorder, right? Many of those processes can be approached with this vantage. And oftentimes, the condition can be corrected with a specific medication or a specific treatment. Other times, the condition can be managed. Other times, the condition can be treated in full, but with side effects. So other parts get eroded. Sometimes the condition can be put into remission and not seen for an extended period of time. And other times the condition can be terminal, leading to the death of the corpse, I should say, because we're specifically talking about a human being, right? So, or anyway, it can lead to the deanimation of the corpse. So the death of the spirit inside of it, which inevitably results in the decompensation and degradation of the corpse itself post-mortem. So what about corporations? I want to come up with a systemic analysis that can be objectively recognized as systems within a corporation that we can use to assess the corporation's health and vitality. So the aspects that I came up with are the population health. So are these people obese, right? Are they massively depressed? Are they the fittest nation on the planet, etc.? As well as the organizational structure, the governmental structure, the bureaucratic structure, the leadership structure. Is it streamlined, or does this structure require undue tribute? What is the demographic composition? Who are the people that we're talking about? Are these unified people, or is this disparate people? Is this people that are highly adept at highly biologically driven to achieve the task, or is this corporation composed of quadriplegics, right? So it's important to know who is the demographic that we're talking about. What is the gross average psychological state, the mass culture, right? So what is not just the mass culture, but the mass intangible culture? What language are they speaking? Is it a unified language, or is it a disunified language, is one assessment that we can make. Is it a religious state? Is it a philosophical state, unified philosophically? Is this corporation, sorry that I used the word state there, I was thinking on terms of state level. Are they in agreement of their goal? What's the material culture? So is this population of similar economic status, or is there large degrees of wealth inequality, let's say? Or are these all rich people that have ample resources at their discretion? Or is this an impoverished population that will have to spend a larger percentage of their resources achieving ancillary aims, so ones that aren't synonymous with the larger group's interest or larger group's goal? How effective is the communication within this corporation? Is there large periods of time between each meeting, or is there constant exchange of information? Is there a class system where the bottom communicate well with each other, the top communicate well with each other, but the top and the bottom don't ever communicate? Is this corporation at odds or in conflict with another corporation? Or are they competing for the same resources with another corporation? Or is this corporation in some niche region that will allow for rapid resource accumulation and reproduction or production without requiring any defensive expenditures? Then what are the trade products within the corporation? Is there an internal transaction of materials, not just communication and information, but actual material communications? Is there trade externally? So not just domestic trade, but inflows of metabolites and outflows of product. And then with that metabolite, what are the waste products? What are the excretions from this corporation? So when assessing the health of any corporation, one should consider all of these systems and come up with a plan to improve the functioning of the dysfunctional systems. Now, some conditions will impact multiple systems. So those are my thoughts on that matter. Moving on to what I think a healthy corporation looks like. Corporation should be recognized as something unique to itself. So it's good to have some general ideal when talking about like corporations, so nations. It's a good idea to have a general gestalt about what a healthy nation is. Obviously, a healthy nation isn't going to be in civil war or burdened by massive debt, right? So they're capable of trade. They're not at huge disequilibrium with their earth. Their waste isn't resulting in necrosis or degradation of their territory. Just as various species should be recognized as unique and appreciated for their diversity. So a human being should not be treated medically in the same way as a horse should be treated, or furthermore, it shouldn't be treated in the same way that a lizard is treated, or even, say, a mushroom, right? Or a bacteria, let's say. Some of these things are programmed to be extremely short-lived, and they should do do specific tasks, and that's what they're programmed for. Whereas others, like humans, seemingly they are more interested in utilizing idea space to enhance their reproductive function in a way that other species don't. So that recognition of biodiversity and corporeal diversity should be applied to not just biological corpuses, but also sociological and anthropotropic corporations. Alright, so that's all I really have to say on that. I hope you found this idea compelling. Stay strong, Europe.